Jona. Today's video is going to cover a lot of different Girl Meets World episodes that have aired recently. The range is going to be from Ski Lodge to Bear. I really wanted to talk about all of my thoughts from these episodes, but it was like a lot of thoughts to cram into one thing, so I had you guys send me questions so I can sort of narrow it down to the things you guys want to hear about. Did you like the ending of Ski Lodge? I did like the ending of Ski Lodge. I thought it was a great way to just wrap up that chapter, and I saw most of it coming, I'll be honest. I kind of figured out the story from a very early stage, but yeah, I don't know, I really liked how they wrapped it up. How do you feel about the triangle being solved with Maya's identity crisis? For me, the whole identity crisis thing seemed to be a bit of a surprise. Like, I wasn't really aware of it until they pointed it out, so I'm not sure how I felt about that entirely. Like, I liked it, but I wish there was more, like, build up. Like, I feel like it was very subtle, not very obvious, and I didn't want it to be like scream in your face obvious, but am I even making sense? I just thought it kind of sprung up. But I do like the way that the triangle was resolved. I felt like it was a good ending, and we've closed that chapter and we're moving on, and that's just, it's nice to be able to move on to something new. What are your thoughts on Josh and Maya's decision? I like their decision. I think it was a good decision for like where they're at right now in life. Do you prefer Zay and Maya or Josh and Maya? Definitely Zay and Maya, definitely. If the rumors are true about Uriah not returning as Josh, who would you like to see cast as Josh instead? That's a really hard one. Part of me was going to say Joey Bragg from Liv and Maddie. I don't know why. I think Joey Bragg's a lot more of a comedic actor than Uriah is, so I'm not sure how that would work, but he was the first one that came to mind, so it's gotta mean something. Do you still think that Farkle and Riley will end up together? Definitely not as much as I did before, but I still think maybe it's possible. I'm so confused at this point because she's with Lucas, and I feel like she's gonna remain with Lucas for a while, so I don't know. What would you do if Girl Meets World ends? I would cry. I would cry. I would definitely cry. I don't know, because I feel like a big hole in my heart would happen, and I don't know. I'm not ready for that too soon. If Girl Meets World were to continue for a 4th season, would you want to see it on Disney or Freeform? At this point, Freeform. We can't give up. We still have to tweet, and be sure that when you tweet about Girl Meets World Season 4, we need more, and like just renewing Girl Meets World, that you tag Freeform, Netflix, and Disney Channel. Favorite Farkle and Smackle scenes? I love Farkle and Smackle, but one of my favorite ones was actually from Girl Meets the Real World. Farkle was up with Riley and they were doing like a debate thing, and then Smackle was like, "Is it hot in here?" And she was like, "Rawr," and I was like, that's amazing. I love Smackle. I think she's great. I got a lot of questions about Farkle having less screen time. I don't think it's intentional. Like, I don't think the writers are like, "Oh, let's give Farkle less screen time." I think that the story right now just isn't focused on him, and that makes me sad, but I have heard that the next episode has a lot of Farkle. So personally, I don't like not seeing a lot of Farkle, but I don't think it's like an intentional thing. How do you feel about the Josh-Maya dynamic and Zay stepping in, and how do you hope that all goes? I also got a lot of questions about Zay from Girl Meets Bear and like his whole thing that he did. I'm confused. I don't know if he was like being a good friend or if there's like something more there. Like, I don't know. I think most of me thinks that it was like a friend thing, like he was being a good friend and he cares about Maya as a friend. But there's this like little tiny ant-sized part of me that's like, what if it's more? I'm lost. I honestly don't know what's going to happen. I'm along for the ride on this one. But I thought it was really nice, and I love Zay. I hope this means that we get more of Zay because he is awesome. Where do you think the bear is? Great question. I think Barry the Bear fell out of the bay window and got swooped by some bird, probably a pigeon, because pigeons are evil. I have a hardcore fear of pigeons, like really, it's bad, and so I think a pigeon did it because pigeons are evil. What are your thoughts on the cookie incident? Oh, the cookie incident. I was shocked that Riley ate the cookie. Like, my mouth flew open and I was like, how dare you take his cookie? Poor Zay, I wish I could just send him cookies, but he's a fictional character, so what do I do? Was the wedding everything you wanted, and what would you have changed? I liked the wedding. I thought it was really sweet, and I was so happy for Shawn and for Katy and for Maya. I almost called her Sabrina. But something that bothered me was that Turner wasn't there, and I was just like, eh? Turner was such a big part of Shawn's life, and he was like his father figure, and he wasn't at his wedding, and that just really bothers me, and I'm not okay with that. To make myself feel better, I came up with the idea that it was such short notice that Turner just couldn't make it. You know, whatever. I'm not bitter about it or anything. Do you think that Shawn and Katy's marriage will last? I definitely do. I definitely see it lasting, and I hope that we get to see more of it because they're so cute. I love you all. Stay beautiful, you people. Bye! If I didn't get to your question, I'm so sorry. There were actually a lot of questions, and most of them were about Zay and Farkle. It was about Zay's whole thing and Farkle not having screen time, and I was like, this is a lot of the same thing. But I appreciate every single one of you that sent in a question. Like, you rock. Gold stars all around. I'll see you guys next week.